Morning folks. Beautiful, absolutely stunning autumnal day. Just dropped our clocks back 1 hour last night, marking the end of British summertime. And I think today is the first forecast dry day in weeks and weeks and weeks. It's been torrential. But we're out today, and what I want to do is what do I want to do? I just want to keep walking. I've got a bit of a sore throat as well, so forgive me if I'm a bit croaky. Yeah, what I want to do is move away from this place for one, because this is the this is where I think in ancient times there was this was known as Gallow Tree Hill. It's not been called that since, crikey, 1700s, but there is a map that marks this location as being one of the high spots for hanging highwaymen and crims. And it's kind of the ideal location because there's an intersection here, and it's on the most ancient of travellers' routes, north-south. This intersection's got the 4 cardinal waypoints as the directions, which that's like ancient sat-nav. If you met 2 crossing paths, major paths, then they would typically mark which way you want to go. Going to the east coast for some ice cream, west coast for some lamb chops, south for, don't know what they do in the south, sorry, southern, I'm only joking, Yorkshire pudding, and north for north stuff. There we go. And this is the junction, let me show you. So that is almost due north, where we've come from, due south, and then this other route crossing it runs east, and we're headed west. And that's I shan't go into history. This is not a history lesson today. I'm sorry about this. I do get distracted so easily. But yeah, this marks a spot, I believe, where in ancient times gallows would have stood. It's a high point, and if you wanted the hanging of highwaymen to act as a deterrent, I imagine you'd want to stick them in the most prominent of places. But there's lots of other stuff in this place that substantiates the claim. Today it's called Thieveswood, and that's not for modern day vagabonds, is that a word? Not premium bonds, vagabonds. Somewhere around 1770, 1775, it got changed from the Kingsway, and the Kingsway was the Kingsway since time immemorial, 1200, probably something like that, I'm guessing. And it was the Kingsway because it was the arterial travel route up through the shires of the heart of England. So if you were a highwayman looking for rich pickings, where better to hide out than in this wood on the Kingsway? And they must have been quite successful at it because, well, obviously Robin Hood was from around here in around 1200. He was real, he did exist. And this place was, I think it was around 1770. Between 70, avoid treading on. They gave records of the kind of stuff that they planted, but like today we'd say, I don't know, a beech plantation or a birch plantation. Back then, This was planted with 20 acres of acorns. I love that. That's a lot of acorns. But yeah, this was a huge forest, and with the Gallow Tree Hill marked on the map back there, that actually comes from 1437. Or is it 1347? No, 1437. And the record's really clear about it. It's an undisputable history for this place. So it marked the north-south timber route, merchant route. There's also it's like the arterial A1 or M1 of today, running up the heart of the country, and ironically about 5 miles in that direction, if that, maybe less, is the M1. And behind me over that shoulder, similar sort of distance, is the A1. Both main arterial routes north. So when this was not bought me flippers. Here we go. Don't laugh if I go in, will you? That was nice and slippy. I made it. If you're wild camping this place, it's hard not to imagine a headless horseman trotting through in the middle of the night, and you're up taking a tinkle. So today then, Slingshot. 2 missions. I need to I started the monthly challenge, Slingshot challenge. I'll put links to where you can download targets and find out more information about it if you're interested. It's just a casual for fun thing. If you'd like to post a score and find a spot on a leaderboard, I challenge you. Can you beat me? You can't. So I'm doing my official target today. I've got a new catch box. Try and save some ammo. So we'll see how that works. And then the other thing is, I've come to work out my alignment. I recognise how important it is, your body position and aiming method, how you adjust your draw to improve accuracy, to become more accurate. Not a whole lot to it. So that's it. Go down, set up, have a chat about alignment, put into practice the last video's info on grip, eye dominance. Again, I'll drop links to that if you're interested in finding out about how to choose the correct slingshot grip or a slingshot grip. Working out your eye dominance, very simple. And then cap that off today with alignment, adjusting your aim, high, low, and then it's going to be a case of getting some practice in. Try and shoot a few sessions each month, and I'll do my best to record at least my monthly challenge so you can see how I'm progressing using the tactics and techniques that I've set out in this last couple of videos. Oh, I'm losing the will to walk. Right, I'm going to get down here. I'm going to set up and then I'll bring you back. Catch you soon. Stunning day today. Ooh, this is falling in a hole. Really lovely. See you soon. Okay, finally landed. Took a few photographs. It's just these beautiful bursts of light coming through. I don't know if I can show you. Look at this. It's stunning. I've got to stop staying. I've got to stop staying stunning. Just this autumnal sunshine. Because the sun doesn't get particularly high at any time in the day. Everything's just golden hour. It's really lovely. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting set up. I just wanted to show you this first. What I've done is I bought some 3mm wax cotton because it's not stretchy, not very stretchy. It'll take some weathering, and all I've done is tied 2 tent pegs to each end and marked out at 1 metre intervals until I've got 10 full metres. I paced out 10 metres last time I came, and I got it pretty much spot on because I shot from back here, which is by my coffee table, and what I've done is put this string in, and then every metre marked it, and it runs all the way. I dropped my target there, and the end of the 10 metres is just beyond, so almost bang on, which is competition distance. So next job is to break out oh, that sun's coming out again. It's to break out the new catch box, try and catch some ammo, save me hunting around with a magnet and getting on my hands and knees. So I'll bring you back when that's set up. Show me in a minute. That's where I'll be shooting from. 10-metre string line down to this catch box. Show you that quickly. It's I think it's 30 by 40 heavy duty canvas, piece of lightweight, flimsy, probably useless mesh in the back there. We'll see how it performs. Put a stick up at the back just to give it a bit of support. Might need some more wood yet. So that is true 10 metres. All I need to do now is set up what's it called? Sacrificial GoPro. No, it's not, it's called the target cam. And hope we don't pop the back out of it. Okay. As soon as that's done, I'm going to have a bit of a warm-up. I bought 50 shots, so I'll probably have 20 as a warm-up. I'll fire 10 at this month's challenge, and then we'll see how we go. A cool-down session after, perhaps. Oh dear. Right. Okay, let me set this last bit up, then we'll fire a few off. Okay, we have 20 shots there. We've got the Wolf fork and the same light bands that I was using before. That's 8mm ammo. And down there we are currently recording with the target cam. And very briefly, just touch on alignment, stance, very much as in golf. Your toes need to be ideally, this is my adoption. This is what I've come to think is a sensible way of aiming, and this is what I'm going to be practicing right now. So it's your toes perpendicular to the target, wherever that target may be. So no twist in your body, no movement in your hips, just a perfectly straight hip and foot alignment, drawing a line through both toes directly to the target. I'll take the grip and the hand from eye dominance from last video. I'll put a link down below. And wherever your target is, the first thing to do is to address it, as it is with a golf ball, as it is with shooting rifles, air rifles. So the same applies to this, I'm sure. It can't be any different. It's simple physics. So the next two considerations are whereabouts on the fork. I don't know how well this is going to be picked up on the GoPro. There is a slight impression in this fork, and I could use that to aim my eye as a sight to the target when I draw back. But the problem is everybody's face is a different shape, so for some people that won't be accurate. They may need to aim in between the fork tip and that dimple. They may need to use the fork tip itself. They may need to come slightly this way. Wherever it is, a lot of people will put a little optic sight on there, fibre optic sight, or a pen mark, or whatever it is you want to do to find out where that is. And only time and practice is going to make you realise for yourself whereabouts your mark is. For me, I need to come in from that mark. It's roughly to where the edge of my band is, not quite the fork tip. It's somewhere between there and there. I'm not sure yet exactly where, but somewhere between those marks. Now that is known as the reference point. So wherever it is that you reference your target, the point on your fork tip that gives you accuracy is your reference point. Find out where yours is with practice, basically, is what I understand it to be. So let's get some practice in. And then the next one is your anchor point. Whereabouts on your face or cheek or ear or head that you draw the pouch to. The basic principle is, if you draw back to the middle of your cheek and your shot is going low, then it's too high, because effectively you're shooting down. So the drawback point to the middle of your cheek, if it's too low at the target, so if your shots are always going too low, it's telling you that wherever you're pulling the pouch back to is too high. So to adjust it and to bring the shot up, you want to lower the anchor point, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Equally, if when you draw back, so you're drawing back to your mouth, as I did, excuse me, so I was drawing back to the corner of my mouth, and what I was finding is all my shots were going high. So I'm aiming correctly at that reference point, but drawing back to my mouth, my shots were going high. So I was aiming at a bull, but they were 3-4 inches taller. So what that was telling me is I needed to pull back to my cheek instead of the corner of my mouth if I wanted to use that reference point. So keeping the same reference point, to adjust up and down your anchor, where you anchor the pouch to before you release, that will affect whether the shot adjusts vertically up or down. And I think that's probably the best I can do it. There are some great videos on YouTube explaining this in much better detail than I can, but I'm not here trying to teach anybody. I'm just here trying to explain what I'm adopting, and then we'll see whether or not it works, and we'll see whether with practice it evolves. And that's the whole point of this, is just for me to share the journey, and then maybe it'll help some people, maybe it won't. But as I understand it, tippy toes together in perfect alignment with the target, Imagine horizontal line through both toes to the target, as if you were taking a golf swing. Ball to the pin, its feet to the target. Straight backed. Use your reference point. Draw back to the place where you know you've got reasonable accuracy at this distance, because obviously the further away the target is, the more drop off the ammunition will have. And then fire away, adjust to your will. That's the name of the game really, isn't it? So let's just get a few shots off. Toes aligned roughly to the target. Fork in my correct hand. Target cam recording. I'm in between the two targets there. Hit the target, I can't see where it went. But I hit the target. Move over to the right hand target. Ooh, just off the edge of the attachment there. I do feel a little bit twisted actually, so feet shoulders width apart, toes aligned with the target, pulling back. I have a tendency to twist my body, so you have to think consciously about that one. Yeah, that feels lovely. This target's so small, I can't see where the shots have hit. There's not a lot of light here either, so I think there's a couple of low. So what I'm going to do is just edge my sighting up slightly. Yeah, that's just about where that is. Do you know what? I'm going to swap this target over. 2, 4, 6, I've got 10. This is my 10th shot. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over to the competition target. And get these 10 out. Let's go and check it out. That felt lovely. It really did. And all but one of those 10 shots went in the target. Hey, that's not looking bad. And the balls have all collected by the look of it, which is even better. Okay, let's get this target swapped and then shoot the October competition. Oh, come here. So yeah, that's quite good really. First cold shots in a couple of weeks, and to come out and pop those off. I've not shot anything since my last video. This is literally next one. So what I'm going to do now is set up the competition target, which is slightly larger than those, I think. Is it? No, it's probably the same. Anyway, I'll set up the competition target, shoot October's target, and drop the details below for anybody who wants to download the target. I'll leave them up there forever, so if you want to download them at any time, just feel free, pop back and download a copy. They're in PDF, so everything's scaled correctly and accurately, and everybody should be able to print them off okay. So I'll set that up now. I'll have my 10 shot October challenge, target, whatever, and that will be the scoring that I put down for this month. Right, back in a minute. 10 shots. October Slingshot challenge. Where I'm going to press the target, keeping my body straight, my toes aligned with the target, not twisting at the hip. Fork in my left hand, and draw back to my cheek. I miss. Oh, shocking. What a mind game. Right. Shot 2. What's he missing? Shot 3. Shot 4. Shot 5. Shot 6. Shot 7. Shot 8. It's very weird how you get a sense of which you go. Shot 9. Let's make it a good one. Shot 10. I see there's a couple in the target at least, which is at least a score. Shot 10. Thinking it through. I'll take that. That was a nice shot. Wicked. Okay. So that, where are you? That's October's Slingshot challenge shot. I don't want to do. Oh, 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 oh! Check this out. Hey, that's not too shabby, is it? We got a 6. Sorry, a 5, a 6, a clear 7, a 7, a 9. I'm going to call that a 9. It's not broke the line. That's two 9s. Oh, I'll take that. We've got another shot up here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the first missed shot, which will have bounced somewhere over in this direction. So I'll have a scour for that in a moment. Wicked. Okay. Let's stop the old target cam. Thank you very much. I'll let her roll again in a minute. Let's get this. I'll take this one back for the record. So yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm not unhappy with that. I think that, bear in mind, I mean, I've only shot. I shot 50 shots. Where are you again? 50 shots the last time I came out. I shot 20, I think 20 the first time, 50 last time, and 20 today. And we're there at 10 metres. I'm not disappointed with that. I think that's okay. But how good are you? Can you do that in 70 shots? Slingshot challenge, details down below. If you want to show me how it's done, there's a chance. You shouldn't have a lot of a challenge. So anyway, let's just wrap these bits up and then I'll fire some blink blinks off and have a cup of tea. Last time we covered, or I decided for myself, on left hand grip because I'm right eye dominant, and explained how to check out your eye dominance if you're not sure. That's a previous video, so I'll drop a card somewhere, not under my cap, probably just there. So that was grip and draw. Today, tippy toes, quite obviously really. I'm just declaring it. Toes together, body straight, in line with the target, perfectly in line with the target it seems. Don't twist at your hip when you come to draw your pouch, that's thrown me off just then. The reference point on the fork that you line up with the target needs to be of your choosing. It's about where your eyes are, how far apart they are or close together they are. Can't stretch them. And where your arm lines up anatomically with your reference point on the fork, with the anchor point on your face, be it at the corner of your mouth, on your cheekbone, even as high as the side of your eye. I don't like that idea. But for me, it's right underneath my cheekbone, just there. And I was drawing to the corner of my mouth, but my shots when I was doing that were going high, so it was basically firing them up. And by doing that, it's lowered my elevation, so when they hit the target, they're more where I'd expect them to be. So decide where your reference point is, choose an anchor that gives best accuracy, toes lined up with the target, and that stance. I think that's us. We've got the October figures in. I've got another practice target in my bag, so I'm going to pin that up now. I'll probably fire 50 shots, have a cup of tea while I do. It's beautiful out here, and call that a done deal. So thanks for watching, folks. I hope it's been of interest. I know I've been a bit rushed today, but I've got a lot happening right now. So next time, I haven't got a clue. It could be anything from a wild camp to a walk up the Peak District to I could literally do anything, and I mean literally. I don't know, I ain't got a clue. Whatever it is, I'm mindful that I need to put footage out reasonably frequently, so when I do, I'll bring you with me and we'll have a bimble around. Thanks for watching. Please take care of one another. Yeah, and if you can't be good, just be careful. Till next time. Peace!